Hi, Chanjal here. The other day, one of my friends PM'd me asking if I could help her inculcate reading as a habit into her kids, and I was wondering why not make a video over this because I'm sure most of the parents want the same for their kids but don't know how to do so. So, this video basically contains three parts. Why is reading important? Why doesn't kids accept reading as a habit even though they love to do it? And thirdly, how to do it. Why is reading important? We all know that reading helps you give a better control over your language, helps you increase your vocabulary. But all these are known facts which we will push to the side and emphasize on one most important reason why reading is of utmost importance, that is imagination. What is imagination? It's a concept with no limitations, while reality has limits. Let me tell you how. Humans cannot fly. Humans don't have superpowers. Unicorns don't exist. Animals cannot talk, but all these are possible in imagination. How does reading help imagination? The ability to visualize something as you read through the words or sentences is imagination. How does imagination help you in your life? That imagination is the biggest de-stressor a person can have. And especially if you are someone like me who loves to write poetry, loves to write stories, who loves to paint, then imagination plays the first hand in your life. The best gift you can give your child is to help your child improve or develop this beautiful concept of imagination. You have no idea what your child can do. Any scientist who have discovered anything in this world imagined the concept first, which he or she later on searched for in reality, bringing it into life. The Wright brothers imagined themselves flying, and today we have a different sort of aeroplanes. So imagination is the best gift you can give your kid. 2. Why don't children accept reading as their habit even though they enjoy it? Well, children do not follow what is being told to them, but they imitate what is being shown to them. Let me tell you a personal example. I am someone who actually works through my phone. So most of the time I used to be on my phone doing my stuffs, doing my work, while my daughter observed me do so. So now I've observed her that she makes sure majority of her time she spends on her tab doing her sort of stuff, maybe watching her cartoons or watching her videos or watching playing games or whatever. So I observed this change in her behavior, and so now I have scheduled myself in such a way that she sees that I have time for my painting, for my reading, I have time with her, I spend time for my walking, and so now I can see a slight difference in her behavior where I did not ask her to change, but she has started changing on her own. So if you want your kids to start reading, if you want your kids to have reading as a habit, be an example for them, because knowingly or unknowingly, by choice or not, you are the ones they follow. So you should be the version of what you want them to be is when they will try doing that. 3. How to introduce reading as a habit into your kids. You need to remember this one thing, that this is a very time consuming process. It should be continued consistently if you actually want reading as a habit in your kids. First of all, I would suggest you to have a reading hour. And this reading hour is not just for your kids but for you as well. As I said earlier, you should be an example to your kids on what you want them to do. So during this reading hour, along with them, you should start reading as well. If you have a small child, like if you have a child who doesn't know how to read, then you can use this time to read stories for the child. So the importance of reading basically mingles in the environment of the house, and the child automatically accepts it as a must-have quality. Brings us to the second type, that is the type of book. There are different types of books in the market. You can basically explore them yourself considering the age of your child and the interest of your child. Please make sure you buy books that belongs to your child's age, because else your child will not read the book or will start hating the book if you force it onto them. So if your child is from 0 to 5 year old, yes, 0, because you should basically start reading stories for them since they are babies, because they will start relating to the words you tell them with the words they have learned, and imagination can actually take off quite fast. And the books I would recommend for them would be like baby books where there are more pictures and less of writing. You can show them the pictures so that they can imagine the scenario while you read it. So besides that, the next category is 5 to 10. This is an age where you have to transform from the visual aid to the conceptual part. So books like Noddy, where there is equal weightage for pictures and the writing, should be a very, very good recommendation. And then otherwise you have this book called The Our Sisters. This was my daughter's choice, but you can see there are a lot of pictures, but the weightage is on the writing part. And then they have these interesting words highlighted, and that actually helped my daughter get her interest into the conceptual part. Surprisingly, after this, the book she read was these Goosebumps. She loves paranormal stories, and she actually chose paranormal stories without any pictures to basically go through. These was another series she was quite addicted to. So I was surprised by the way she has transformed from all the colors and pictures to a complete story, complete like concept oriented book. And then she's also into these wimpy kids. This is not a recommendation by her English teacher, because the language used is very casual, not textual at all, and there are visual aids as well, but she enjoys reading it. As long as she enjoys, I don't think I should basically interfere much. And then children beyond 12, that is teenagers, I guess, they would be choosing books on their own. I would basically recommend books like Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, Famous Five. These are my favorite. I have to explore my daughters once she gets into teenage. So once they are teenagers, I think you should let them explore and choose their own books. You can very well introduce series, or maybe like author oriented books like Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond has always been my favorite as a kid. This is a very small book and the story is very sweet. My daughter really loves it. She's only 12, but yet she loves it. And there are authors like O. Henry, like Ruskin Bond, and there are many other authors I think your kids would enjoy. So after they become a teenager, I think you should let them choose their books. And I wanted to show you one mistake I did as a kid when my daughter was, I think, 5 years. She was in first standard. I bought her these books from a school fair in her school, and basically this was side cassette. She never read the book till she was around 9 or 10. So if you buy books that doesn't belong to their age or their interest group, trust me, they will not read, and forcing them to read will basically take away all their interest of their reading habit. So I hope this video really helped you out. I hope you can introduce reading as a habit into your child. As I said, you should have that in you to basically make your kids have it as a habit. So if there's any suggestions or any criticisms or anything you want to tell me, you can comment down below, or I'm also linking in my like FB and Insta links here, so you can basically DM me if you want to, and if there is anything I can help you out with, definitely you can expect a reply. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much.